Hello, I'm Mark Clavier. I'm the author of this new novel, Tillers of the Soil, which takes place here at the end of the Roman Empire here in Wales. The inspiration for this book was a bathhouse that was found somewhere up where the sheep are now grazing in the 18th century, at about the time of the Revolutionary War in America. And Theophilus Jones, the antiquarian, tells us that they found this bathhouse, workmen found this bathhouse full of ornate mosaics that was quite lavish. And it got me wondering, what was this ornate bathhouse doing in the back end of beyond? No Roman cities nearby, no real Roman villas that we know of, just a couple of forts and nothing else. Nobody really knows what that bathhouse was doing there. The workmen, unfortunately, in the 18th century dug it up, and there's no trace of it left behind. And that sparked my imagination. Was the person there a commandant of one of the forts, or was he a tax collector? And as I walked these footpaths, and as my imagination wandered about those ancient Romans, and I tried to picture this landscape as it might have looked 1,500, more than 1,500 years ago, a story began to take shape. Characters began to speak to me. I began to meet the people on that villa in a way. And before I knew it, I was beginning to write this novel, Tillers of the Soil, that tries to tell the story of the final Romans who lived on this place as the world around them crumbled, as Rome retreated, as Irish raiders approached from the west, and they looked on an ever-growing, violent world with trepidation. So in this video, I'll take you to some of the spots, some of the locations of my novel, and you can see what your mind's eye can only see in reading the novel itself. The novel is historical fiction rather than anything particularly Christian, but it has themes that I think will resonate with people in church groups, as well as people who just love ancient history or just exploring humanity. In the book, I'm exploring things like, what does it mean to belong? How do we form our identities? What does it mean to be faithful to the land and to our neighbors, especially in a world on the verge of collapse? What does legacy mean when everything's about to change? We're standing here on the edge of a field that plays a key part in my novel to try and imbue the villa with life, to show what life might have been like for ordinary folk living and farming the land. The whole villa gathers here to mow the fields, and I try to really bring the community to life and show the villa as a kind of happy place of belonging. But the reader knows that while all that is going on, up there in the hills behind the woods, tragedy has just been discovered, and news will be brought back that will shatter the peace of this place and bring close to home the violence into which the world is now tilting. I tell the story of the villa through the eyes of 6 different characters, all who live on this villa. Some are part of the Roman family here, some are among the workers and craftsmen who would have worked on the villa. I do this to try and give a sense of the life of this place, a sense of what it would have meant to belong to a small, tight-knit community where people would have lived together for generations, whatever their status was in society. We're in the woods here, where in one of the opening scenes, we're introduced to Ria, a young serving girl from the villa, as she wanders through these woods, torn between love and duty. These woods are an example of a place within the novel where I try not to use the landscape just as a backdrop, but almost as another character within the story, to show my love for this landscape, for these hills, for this part of Wales. And as you can now see, it's easy to fall in love with a place like this, so beautiful, especially this time in the autumn. Tillers of the Soil allows readers to feel the hush of the landscape, to sense the beauty of this space, to walk these paths in their mind's eye, if not in reality. The landscape is so important to why I wrote this book. It's a way of almost expressing my love for the Welsh landscape and imbuing the people with a sense of belonging that will appeal to the reader's hearts and perhaps make you want to come visit these footpaths yourself and come explore this ancient land, to think that people have been living here time out of mind. Tillers of the Soil is available from Sacristy Press and online booksellers. It'll be available for sale in Brecon as well. We're going to be doing a launch on the 15th of November at St. Mary's at 2 o'clock. Do go out and get yourself a copy. Come also and walk these paths near Brecon. Listen, and you might hear their stories too. Thank you.